everyone, welcome back to Retro Magazines and Patterns. My name is Sophie, and today I have an issue of McCall's Needlework and Crafts from March and April of 1981. And on the cover, I'm not sure if you recognize this face, but this is Miss Ann-Margaret from 1981. So I like these McCall's Needlework and Craft magazines because they have a lot in them. It's not just knitting and crochet, it's some, cross stitch and quilting, things like that. So I thought it would be fun to kind of flip through. We've been doing a lot of knitting, so let's see what they have in here. Here's all of the contents. So they do have some really cute things. I did see that they have a spread of like calico, sewing, quilting things, and some really cute sweaters in here, like springy ones with florals. I really liked this Bernat Yarns ad. I enjoy looking at these ads, even though the patterns aren't in here, because I get a lot of inspiration from like the color palettes, and there is a lot of texture going on in here. And even right here, you can see they have some of that ribbon knitting, which we've seen a little bit in the last few issues. So that's always fun. And in this issue, I noticed that they actually put some of the patterns in the front for some reason, as opposed to in the back or with the actual pictures. So it may make it a little confusing, but I'll try to keep it as together as I can, like pop up some pictures and whatnot. So I did see that they have this Annie's Pattern Club ad with these little amigurumi characters. They're really cute. I think it's fun to look at them. If you're a fan of amigurumi, you do them or you like them and enjoy them, you can kind of see how far it's come from, 1981. The one thing I notice in these is that with these vintage toy patterns, they use a lot of like felt for the eyes and details, and they also use a lot of those little pom-poms. I think that's kind of cute. So right here, it's got the first pattern, which is going to be for the placket neck pullover. So we haven't even seen any yet, but we will get to it, I promise. And it's continued over here. And here is an ad for DMC thread embroidery. So that's kind of what it was looking like then with the fads or trends at that point. Here it finishes that placket neck sweater and then moves on to right angle stripes. And some more, they have such cute little ads. These are treasure tots. Those are kind of cute. Stripes is continued, and then it goes to the bateau neck pullover right there. I can't wait for you guys to see some of these sweaters. I think it's funny that they put the patterns up front because you have really no idea what you're even looking at the moment. So it'll be kind of a surprise, I suppose. Cotton Boucle summer ad. That's actually a really nice looking fiber. It's I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but penguin. I'm not sure. I think it's French for penguin. But that's a really nice looking boucle, cotton boucle. I've worked with some boucles in the past that can be really annoying, for lack of a better word. They kind of tend to fray while you work with them. So here's a pattern. That's the remainder of the bateau neck sweater pattern, and then it's a boy's set right here. Oh, I just saw they have an ad here for needle punch. Does anybody work needle punch? I'm curious because my mother-in-law recently started experimenting with it and she's made some really cute things. So I was just curious if anybody actually currently works needle punch. So if you do, let me know in the comments below. So boys set is continued here. Girls dressing cap over here. Another really cute kind of from the period advertisement with those sweater patterns. And the baby set, so you'll see the graphs there. Silhouette romance novels. I guess they go hand in hand with Ladies Who Knit. I'm not sure. Here's the rest of that baby set all the way up to here, and then it works into knitted contest sweater. Horizontal stripes top. Women's tennis sweater. So I mean, even just from the names, You can see that we're going to be getting some really cute sweaters. And like I said, I'm going to pop up some pictures so you can kind of see it's a little boring to get right into like the written patterns and not get excited by the pictures first, but we'll go along with it. There's a lot of ads in here. This one was kind of fun. It's a little mini catalog that they had in here. So I'll flip through it real quick with you guys because they had some really cute things in here. But I think it's interesting to note like some of the prices because this, remember, was from 1981. So a $75 kit was, still quite an investment at that point. I mean, I would still consider that to be a bit of an investment now. I really like this little yarn pillow. I thought that was cute. I do enjoy working latch hook, but they take me forever because I'll get really into it for a day or two, work it for a while, and then I just put it down for a long time. But I do enjoy doing latch hook from time to time. So you can see that they had some really fun projects in here. We have eyeglass cases, these really great needlepoint pillows, these little Bargello samplers. They look like they're framed, but they could be boxes or cushions. I like some of this is string art, and this is actually really detailed string art. I know that it was real popular a few years ago, and you'd see some really more simplistic designs, but those are very detailed. Really neat though. And we have some painting and samplers, some quilting, some more needlepoint type of things. Oh, they do everything. They even have wood burning, make it and bake it. I still see those sets online, those kits sometimes. And that's the rest of that catalog. Speaking of vintage craft kits, that's something that I also enjoy. Not sure if that's a big surprise to anybody who watches my channel, but I do also collect vintage craft kits and crochet and knitting kits. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing on the channel, let me know because I do have some and I do enjoy making those things as well. So we're still looking at some of the patterns here. And now I think we're getting to the actual spreads, the photos of the patterns. So here we have a field of flowers. This is a really pretty kind of interesting version of a crocheted granny square Afghan and pillow. And it looks like it even does have a rug here. So you might use some Aunt Lydia's rug yarn for that. And then there are some really fun, like cute little wreaths. I like this one. It said that it was made from fake flowers and leftover wallpaper remnants. So I don't know how often anybody has wallpaper remnants laying around now, but that's a cute way to use them up. And then these little cute little projects here, you have a ribbon woven basket. This looks like a tatted little hanging sachet basket. And then this really pretty little beaded floral basket. I really like that. Okay, here we go. I told you, I promised you that we would have some really pretty sweaters in here. So the first one we have is this really nice like argyle sweater. It looks like it's knit with like a worsted weight, but it has this like tube top underneath with the cover or the cardigan to cover it up. It's a really pretty piece. I love the colors too. And then here's just like a really pretty um, lace knit top, short sleeve. And this is really lovely. I even like the neck, but I mean, you don't have to even make the mock turtle or the turtleneck. You could just make that a nice simple crew neck, but that's a really lovely sweater. The sleeves are beautiful. And then here we have, there's like the little boy set that we saw the pattern for, and this beautiful little floral knit dress for the little girl with the matching hat. And here is that baby set we saw. So this one has booties, bottoms, cardigan, bonnet, and blanket all knit. That's really lovely. Look at the eyelashes on that baby. So cute. So here we have some creative sewing. When I first flipped the page to see this, I was immediately struck by this piece. I really liked it because I do like silhouettes. I think that they're a neat aesthetic, I guess is a good way to put it. But I also like the idea of this corduroy tote bag, not only because it's durable, but I like corduroy. And also, it's a good way to think about how to use some, maybe old clothes that you don't need anymore. This would be great in denim if you had some old jeans. So I thought that was really neat. And then here they have just some little floral designs. You have this cross stitch piece in the back here. This, I believe this is a painted tablecloth. And then this paper cutout iris. So pretty. Simple. Obviously, I think it is dated a bit. It does look very 1980s to me, but I still enjoy the color palettes and the designs, so it doesn't bother me at all. This is a cute little applique set. You have the pot holders, there's a little pillow, and then this looks like a tea cozy or like a toaster cover. Um, that's really sweet. I like it. It's different. It looks a bit different for Easter. You're used to seeing a lot of um, pastels, I think, more than just this like spring green and yellow, but I like it. A tulip trim table. So this one has designs for the placemats, which looks like they just have some rickrack tacked to the edges and a little applique tulip on them. Really cute. And then I believe this bunny's got to be in here somewhere as well. It's a cute little centerpiece with the little tulips on the side. Bunnies, a basket of fun. So it looks here like they have some decorated Easter eggs and this beautiful quilt with the gingham bunny. You have the plush as well. A little diorama, and this little girl over here, so cute. She's a bottle cover, it looks like. So just like cute creative ways that you can, hide some of the maybe not as aesthetic pieces around your home and make them really more your own. And I think that's fun. Here's the calico set that I was talking about earlier. When I was a baby, a little kid, and maybe a little bit older than a little kid, my baby blanket was a full calico piece. It had like a farmer and a farmer's wife walking on a hill, and I just remember I really loved it. And to this day, I'm still drawn to calico print, so I really like this. I think this train is adorable. Even the wheels are little plush calico wheels. And then these animals are so cute. This crab with the hat is so funny. I like him a lot. Here is a needlepoint bedtime story with this really cute little baby doll. I like that it is definitely needlepoint, so it's not crocheted or knit. But then this baby cradle is, they said, uses some sturdy cardboard that you cover with needle pointed canvas, and then you make it, into this cute little, but that's such a fun little gift for a kid. I think it's just really adorable. I just think it's so cute. And I don't know if I would want to make mine with eyes open or eyes closed. What would you pick? Because the eyes closed are really cute. Here we have, this is going to be a bit of needlepoint and quilting, it looks like. So like some embroidery, but this vest I think is so beautiful. And I'm not really sure what this is, just like a piece of, I don't know, like a quilted piece of fabric on the front of the shirt. Um, but you can see she has like some embroidery on her cuffs, which is neat. And then there is this really neat beaded piece on the sash she has. And I'm not sure if that is included or not, but we'll take a look as we go through because that, if you look really close, is really neat. And she has a beaded floral piece in her hair as well. So here they actually do a spread for marbleizing or marbling. So I've seen this recently, but it's interesting to see that even in 1981, people were using this technique. So they do show it, they're spray painting water in a bucket and then dipping. So they were able to create these really unique pieces by doing that. And these are fun ideas if you find things at, a thrift store or even the dollar store sells a lot of like simple pieces that would be great for this. So that's like a fun way to upcycle things. So here we have a Miss Ann-Margaret. So they're doing just like a set on her, and she's modeling this striped crocheted sweater, which is actually really pretty. And I kind of like the way that it's like, I don't know if mitered is the term I'm looking for, but it kind of pulls down from the corners. And I think that's really lovely. So these were my favorites. I really love these sweaters. I think I'm particularly fond of this one. I enjoy the button placket here, and I love the color scheme and just the polka dots and the flowers. And then this jacket over here is really pretty. This looks really cozy. It's got a lot going on as far as like pattern and like technique is concerned, which I think in when I see something like that, to me it just reads as like something that's going to keep me engaged. Like I'm not going to get bored making it. And that's really pretty. If you look close enough, you'll even see the buttons are covered. So there's a lot of detail to that. Here we have some, it looks like tapestry inspired. They have like latch hook pillow, rug, needlepoint pillows, and a quilt, but they're tapestry inspired. So that's kind of neat. And it's got that like Southwest kind of vibe that was popular at the time. So they do have a Christmas corner, and I know I recently flipped through a magazine with you guys that was for winter, and I do sometimes like looking at some of the colder month patterns in the warmer months because if you come up with ideas for things that you want when it's cold, you have to start ahead on those. So they have these really cute little angels, corn husk angels, and it does say they have the instructions in here. These are approximately 6 inches tall, but they're really cute. I like them. And it looks like the corn husks were dyed. So here are the tennis sweaters. We saw the patterns for those up in the beginning as well. I'm a big fan of the colors they have going on in her sweater, but I love a classic tennis sweater. The man sweater is really nice because I'm loving those cables in there. And I've mentioned it before, but I really enjoy knitting a cable, and sometimes I'm just in the mood to do it. So that would be a fun way to do that. But you have a whole family's worth of tennis sweaters in there. So here is a design your own, a contest. So this they're just asking you to enter. Here's a chance to use your imagination and win cash. Knit or crochet our basic boat neck sweater and 4-ply yarn and decorate it to suit your fancy using embroidery, color, or trims to make it your own. So that would be fun. I'd like to see if I can find an issue with the winner in it, just to see what people have come up with. I don't know if I don't think I have any more from 1981, but I'll have to check. Here we have Joan Fontaine, needle artist. So we see some of her really great designs. I love this one right here. So this is just, needlepoint, like tapestry, punch needle, that kind of thing. But there's some really neat designs in there. Great for inspiration. This is really cute. This, I think that might be for a pillow, and it's really lovely. So here we have the creative sewing. They're getting into some of the things that we saw there. The embroidered blouse that we had seen. Here are the applique silhouettes that we were looking at earlier with like the corduroy tote bag. So again, I think that's like just a great way to use up scrap fabric. And it's fun. You could do so much, not just with the silhouette, but with all the pieces in the silhouette. It gets so creative. Here are the instructions for the calico creatures. So we have the snail, the crab, and the turtle. And if this issue does not have instructions on how to enlarge patterns in the magazine, I'll see if I can find it. I know I've shown it before, but there's really interesting ways that you can enlarge this because that crab was really fun. I liked him a lot. And his hat was so cute. So here's the Calico Express. So you have the train. It was the train that they had shown. Over here, we're getting into some of those bunny pieces. We saw the quilt, and then there was like a matching plush, and they were made with yellow gingham. So those were cute. And then the quilt and the toy. So that's that. Was that? I guess you would just use that as the pattern then. Over here is the tulip placemats that we saw. It looked like they had like rickrack tacked to the edges of them. The tapestry quilt. So like I feel like these patterns aren't necessarily being kept in order. Obviously, somewhere in the front, somewhere in the back. So I find that a little confusing. I'm not really sure I understand the layout that they use for this, but hopefully me popping up some pictures is helping you like stay along with us on it. Here's the iris tablecloth. So we did look at that before. And let's see, colored pencil. Okay. Black waterproof felt tip. Okay, because I think that was the one that we thought was painted or maybe, I guess, drawn on. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so it is a painted design. That's true. I'm sorry, I just needed to make sure. Here are some of those baskets that we saw earlier that were really cute. The cross stitch basket, cross stitch how-tos. That's the iris picture that was hanging. Oh, here's that really cute little needlepoint doll cradle. So again, you totally enlarge these, but it would be really cute made small as well. Not, I mean, they don't have to be super big, but it could be just the size too. It's a really cute little project. Here is that Afghan that we saw in the front, I believe, that had that interesting, like, granny square flower look. And so they give you the placement for that. Cross stitch pillows. Here's that marbleized designs, the latch hook rug and pillow. And then they even do give you the how to latch hook instructions there. So if it's been a while, it's not terribly complicated, but I know that if I haven't done it in a while, it sometimes takes me a minute to remember. We have the bunny kitchen set, paper fan wreath. We saw those up front. Here are those corn husk angels. Those were really, really cute. So it does look like it give you instructions on dyeing a bit so you can, get the color that you're looking for. That's interesting. And since we are in summertime, everybody can find those ears of corn at the grocery store. That might be something fun to hold on to, dry them out, and maybe try making some of these. I might try. It's a cute little idea. I like it. And they definitely do have that kind of like 80s vibe to me. I know I remember seeing them in the late 80s, early 90s at my aunt's, country decorated house. So I like them. Here are the baskets. The other one was from that Iris set. This is the baskets that we saw. They have the egg basket, and then that's the woven ribbon basket. And then right here is the beaded basket, which I thought was just so pretty. So they do give you all the instructions there on beading that basket. And then they have this tatted basket. So we have all of them that were on that spread. All the instructions are on these 2 pages. And that's really fun. If you like those, enjoy them, have a great idea for them, they're right here. They would be really cute for gift giving too. You could put little small gifts inside of them. It's really sweet. And then here's that Mrs. Stocking bottle. So that bottle cover that we saw that was really cute. And she continues all the way up to right here. And then there's the rabbit centerpiece. We saw that. I wasn't sure if he would be in here, but he had all the jelly beans. Here is the crocheted contest sweater instructions. So page 94. Oh, okay. Those are the ones that we saw earlier that were for the contest that they're going to be judging because they want you to go ahead and make that and then decorate it. Lacy knit blouse. So these are those really pretty ones we saw right in the beginning, the first few sweater patterns. So that goes all the way up here, the lacy knit top. And then that's the camisole and cardigan. So it wasn't a tube top, it was a camisole, but it's that one with the argyle print and that really pretty kind of like peachy neutral pink with the white argyle. So there's that there. I think I'm going to pop this pattern up at the end in case anybody really wants to give it a go. I just thought it was really pretty. Okay, and that is the end of our patterns. Let's see if there's anything in here that we're missing. An ad for Women's Circle Crochet. Oop, we have some mail-in cards. So here we have some more baskets, ads for baskets and things. Lots of those in here. I just sometimes think looking at these ads are fun. I still get inspiration even from the ads. I like these little crochet skates and ice skates and roller skates. Those are really cute. We just have, dolls, crochet amigurumi, pillow quilting. It's funny to see nobody ever used the term amigurumi in the 80s and 90s. That is a much newer term. It is a Japanese term, but we had our own version of it, I guess, before it became popular. over here. There's some cute little crochet critters over here. These are actually really cute. You don't always see them as detailed as this at this time. A lot of them are more like simplistic. So that's really neat. I like that. The unicorn is really cool. Oh, look, there's more. I took more skate patterns. I didn't realize they were that popular. There's royal tapestries there. I actually just found a sweater pattern on Etsy. Beautiful pattern, kind of using something similar to that. It was a knit sweater cardigan. I really liked it. It would be quite an undertaking, but it looks beautiful. Fuzzy friends. Just so many fun things with these little curly clown and cuddles. I've made some of those curly cute things before. Not a clown, but calico fat cat. So quite a few ads here in the back, but that's the rest of this issue. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so that we can flip through some more together. Let me know if there's any in here that you plan on making. I'd be interested to see what you guys come up with because there's definitely a few things in here that inspired me. But until the next one, I hope you guys make lots of cute, fun things, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.